Morning everybody. Saturday morning, April 25th. Showing you the bird feeder here. We had a lot of activity this week at the bird feeder. A lot of birds coming in and out, and also a red squirrel going up and down. I put some WD-40 on the pole to try and keep him or her from going up. It was fun to watch. The red squirrel was ultimately successful and found a way to sit on the bird feeder without tripping the trap. This feeder goes up and down, and when the squirrel sits on it, it blocks the entrance to the seeds over here. So the squirrels are smarter than we are, and they figured out a way to get the food. Over here, I didn't show this last week, but this is a screech owl house that I installed last fall, and I got the idea from a woman in Webster that I was sitting next to at one of the festivals, and she said that she had screech owls in her yard, and they were quite beautiful to watch. So I put the screech owl house up there, and the house comes with some beautiful cedar shavings that I put at the bottom, and the only thing enjoying those cedar shavings right now is probably the red squirrel, who probably occupies the bird feeder. So he's pretty active and taking comfort in living in that beautiful screech owl house. This morning we were eating breakfast, and there was quite a bit of activity at the bluebird house, and what I did is I ran over after breakfast to see what was going on. Generally the bluebirds don't spend too much time in the house when the eggs are there, but I went over afterward, and what I'm going to show you now inside is the nest, and there are 5 little hatchlings in there, chicks, whatever they are called for bluebirds, and I'm sure someone out there will help me with that, but I got to be careful here. The male bluebird was going in and out this morning at a high rate of frequency, and I have to be careful here that he doesn't buzz me. He buzzed a red squirrel this week, and the squirrel didn't get the best of it. So they're pretty aggressive in guarding the nests and with the chicks in it. And so the chicks were probably born Friday. I checked the nest earlier in the week, and they weren't there. So they're just a day or two old. What I have over here is a lilac bush that I got from Mom for Mother's Day a couple years ago. Planted it on the side yard, didn't do too well, and found out that probably wasn't doing too well because of the lack of sunlight. But there are some beautiful buds on it this year. I think this is a particularly fragrant lilac bush, and I got it from a gentleman who raises them here up on the hill, and we're hoping to get those. Those should open up in about a week or so, maybe 2 weeks. What got going on over here is some beehives that were put in by Sean Kelly, who was the photographer at Lisa's wedding last spring. We were sitting on the steps at the end of the wedding, Sean, Marie, and I, and we were the only ones there, and he was talking about a dilemma he had with some bees in his yard that were threatening to swarm out. He raises bees, and so what we did is we said we got plenty of room, just bring the bees over, and he had pretty good success. He did lose one hive to I think it was some mice, but I'll try and zoom in here. Hold the camera still. You can see the bees, they're pretty active. But it's kind of nice to watch. And something else that we enjoy here that we got going on the property. Hey, good morning everybody. It's Tuesday, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. Beautiful day here, and I want to give you an update on the bluebirds. Mom and I have been inside the houses, or we're inside the house watching from breakfast each morning, and there's a lot of activity. Both the mom and the dad keep going into the house and bringing food, bringing things out, and that's a classic pose right there. Not a great spot. Mama bluebird could take some offense to that. So let me at least wait till she's done. I have to make sure I don't step in that. So here we go. Let's take a look in the house. I'm sure she's going to give me some. Oh, there they are. There they are. Boy, they're pretty big. Yeah, they're hunkering down in there. I'll leave them alone. Over here are the tulips. We still have a late spring going on. Tulips haven't popped. Daisy's pushing out number 2. And these are the cherry trees. Cherry trees have many blossoms on them this year. Haven't really checked to see how many bees we got going, but certainly they are as beautiful as ever. There is a tree back here which has grown wild for a number of years, which I checked yesterday, which will absolutely be gorgeous. I don't even know what kind of fruit tree it is, or wild cherry tree it is, but this tree here in the back, I checked the number of buds on it yesterday. It was just spectacular.